You've seen it all before. The guy's girlfriend breaks up with him and he goes on to hit PR after PR and comes back unrecognizable. Or the guy who leaves all his friends and comes back as the person they could never be. And this was always so interesting to me. The best pre-workout is a breakup text. Or the only way to progress is to disappear. And this was all popularized by, surprise surprise, TikTok. Indulging in negativity is cool, dark villain arc or whatever, because it's so cool, right? It's like a fairy tale. The protagonist goes away on his own spiritual and mental physical journey and comes back unrecognizable, better than the rest. But this isn't what it looks like in real life. This is. The reason that this was popularized, using negativity to fuel yourself, is that it genuinely works. Because it makes you think, am I good enough? I need to be better. I'm going to cut everyone out and only work on myself. It's because straight after you've had this negative thought, this profound moment where you say, fuck this to the world, and you decide to cut out everybody. That's when you make the most drastic amounts of change in your life. Because when you lose connection to people who are close with you, whether that was a romantic partner, your friends, you end up only having yourself and you're alone, which naturally leads to you wanting to improve yourself. And this is good, right? This is what we want. Or is it? Because the two strongest emotions after love, because you've just broken up, are self-hatred or self-love. And ultimately it's like that scene in the Matrix. It's one or the other. And whatever you choose, it will alter the path of your life. At Jspark University, we conducted an experiment. We locked two people in two separate rooms, both with a bench press. One person had a girlfriend and just broke up with them, and the other person had been working hard to build up his physique. He was on this self-improvement journey. He wanted to make himself proud. We locked them both in a room, and here are their bench press results. And take a moment to observe this. The person who wanted to make himself proud started lower, but ended up doing better. However, the person who fueled himself with negativity and had this sudden burst of motivation, sure, started really high, but in the end, ended up low. And that's because negative emotions are negative. They're going to have a negative effect on you, both mentally and in the end, physically. The person who fuels himself on self-hatred rather than self-love will experience a sharp increase at the start, but then plateau back down. And because, sure, you can use aggression to start something, and that's great. That's what you should be using, your male aggression, this feeling that builds inside of you, and you end up saying, fuck this. You should be using that to start something, whether it's to start going to the gym, to start a habit, to start self-improvement. But the thing is, it's not sustainable. If you only use aggression, you'll end up being tired. Think about those two people that were in the room, the guy who wants to make himself proud, or the guy who hated the world, who's going to end up dying in a year's time. Feeding into negative thoughts isn't healthy. It's like when they use those electric pads when you're dying to give you a shock to bring you back, but then you have to do it yourself. You have to use your own heartbeat, because if you keep using the electric shocks, you're going to die. It's a good negative emotion. Male aggression is great for getting you onto the track, but it's not sustainable. And however cool it sounds that, oh, this guy, his girlfriend broke up with him and he came back a year, different. There's a difference between being alone and lonely. No one wants to be around a negative person. Neither do you. You don't want to be around yourself if you're negative. Because at the end of the day, you should be pushing yourself, but not too far so that you can't handle it. And as much as it's cool to say you're going to cut off everyone and grind in the dark, you need society. Because societal interactions are going to improve your mental health. And although negative fuel can give you the best results, it's like steroids, because there's always going to be negative side effects. You're going to get depressed, and you should always care about mental health, because without mental health, you're not going to achieve anything in the long run. Normal people don't fuel themselves on negativity or disappear. Make yourself proud, because I know you can.